Hi friends, welcome to the second lecture of the Foundation for Data Science series, and this lecture is in continuation to the previous lecture where we studied about the mean, median, mode, and we studied that these are the three musketeers of statistics, and how mean can be pulled and how median stands strong and how mod shows us the most popular choice. So this lecture is all about bridging the gap between theory and practice. So I will show you like how data scientists use all these mean, median and mod concepts in the industry, and हम stories को decode करेंगे to the hands-on Python coding. So every line of code will reveal the business secret, and we will also see the pictures behind all these numbers. So after today's lecture, if someone will ask you what is the standard deviation, तो आप सिर्फ अपना head नहीं हिलाएंगे. You will visualize the risk, feel the uncertainty, and know exactly what the business decision to make. And what I seen in my past experience, brilliant students who knew every formula but froze when asked to analyze the real user behavior. Okay, so I will try to change all these things in the session, and you will not only understand the mean, median, variance and correlation, but you will see them, you will feel them, and you will know exactly when to trust them and कब ये आपको धोखा दे सकते हैं. So the first part is the toolbox. So before a carpenter builds a house, they lay out their tools. So हम भी यही करेंगे, and this is what makes the data science beautiful, because our tools are incredibly powerful yet elegantly simple. So let me introduce you to your new best friends here. So first is the numpy, and numpy is like a mathematical genius. So ये वो दोस्त है जो कि seconds में आपकी complex calculation कर देगा. ठीक है. So when you are processing millions of data points per second, so numpy is what makes it possible. It's written in C under the hood, and it's very light and fast. And the pandas is like the data organizer. So you can understand it like this, that if numpy is a mathematician, then pandas is the librarian. ये आपके messy data को beautiful tables में convert कर देता है, which is also called data frames. So let's say you are working for Netflix, and imagine tracking every click, every pause, every skip for million of users. So pandas is what turns that chaos into the structured insights. And this matplot is like the canvas. So you can understand that it is a blank canvas, but it gives you the complete control over every pixel, every line. Most sophisticated visualization you see in the report started as matplotlib code, and Seaborn is like the artist. Matplotlib अगर canvas है तो Seaborn आपका Picasso है. So it makes your graph not just informative but beautiful. Why I'm writing all these import statements is like, let's say if you are building a Ferrari, so you can't just build the Ferrari with just the hammer tool, right? The engineer has to open all the toolkits for it. In the same way, we are importing all these libraries. This will be helpful for us in this session to all this calculation, maths, and to create the data frames. So let's run this and activate our data science toolkit. As you can see this data, this is the synthetic data between the user ID and the watch time minutes. So as you can see that these are the 5 users, and there is also a bot X with 10,000 minutes. And this is not a science or fiction. Okay, this kind of data you will see in the tech companies. So this is how I have created my data frame. I call this create bot scenario function, and I can print, you can see this is the data between the user ID and watch time minutes. Now in the second cell, you will see this is how you will calculate the mean, and this is how you will calculate the median. So if you will see the maths, the mean calculation is showing that the result is 1691.67 minutes. So mean यहाँ पे हमको गलत insight दे रहा है. Okay, because the bot corrupts the entire truth. And if you will see the median, so median calculation, as we know, is the middle number. So median is giving us the 35 minutes. So this is how you will use the mean and median function. Now let me tell you the variance story. मान लो कि 2 shows है Netflix में, अगर आप इन दोनों shows का देखेंगे तो average watch time same ही है. Okay, 50 means in the show A everyone watches exactly 50 minutes, and in the show B, if you will see, half of the people watches for 0 minutes and half watches the 100 minutes. So it's like some are hitting the show, some are loving the show. So imagine you are the content head at the Netflix, and 2 shows, दोनों का एवरेज वॉच टाइम अगर सेम है 50 मिनट्स, तो आप कौन से शो को रिन्यू करोगे? लेट्स से बिजनेस प्रॉब्लम ये है कि दोनों शोज में से एक शो का न्यू सीजन रिलीज करना है, तो आप कौन से शो को चूज करोगे? सो इफ यू विल सी in the show A, everyone watches exactly 50 minutes, and this is how you will calculate the mean. So जब हम deviation calculate करते हैं, which is nothing but distance from the mean, for the show A, you will see that every user has 0 deviation. Okay, means the audience is predictable. तो यहाँ पे हमारा ad revenue stable हो, मतलब churn risk हमारे पास low हो. Now let me show you the magic here. This is how you will calculate the deviation, df of watch time minus mean. तो रिजल्ट क्या होगा? -50, -50, 0, +50 एंड +50. अगर हम इन सारे नंबर्स को सिंपली ऐड कर देंगे तो लगेगा कि कोई रिस्क ही नहीं है. दिस इज वाई द वेरियंस वाज इन्वेंटेड. तो हम वेरियंस कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? तो जो भी डेविएशन है हम उसका स्क्वायर निकालेंगे. तो स्क्वायर करने से 2 फायदे हैं. तो नेगेटिव साइन जो है वो हट जाएंगे. तो यहाँ पे जो कैंसिलेशन वाला प्रॉब्लम हो रहा होगा, लेट्स से जैसे कि अगर आप देखेंगे ये शो ए का डेटा है, तो यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं आपकी वेरिएंस 0 आ रहा है। क्यों? क्योंकि फर्स्ट वाले शो में डेटा कंसिस्टेंट है। तो अगर आप यहाँ पे डेविएशन निकालेंगे तो मीन भी 50 है और सारे वैल्यूज 50 है। तो इफ यू विल do the calculation, then 50 minus 50 whole square plus 50 minus 50 square 50 minus 50 square, so ऐसे करके ये सारा टर्म कैंसिल आउट हो जाएगा और हमारे पास जो वेरिएंस होगा वो 0 आएगा। सो द इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग कम्स इन द शो बी. So here also the average watch time is the 50 minutes. Okay, but when you will calculate the deviation and if you will sum out all this deviation, then they will cancel out each other. Okay, so इसीलिए हम लोग यहाँ पे स्क्वायर कर रहे हैं ताकि जो नेगेटिव साइंस हट जाएंगे. So you can see the calculation, like first I calculated the mean, then the deviation, then I squared all those deviations. And this is how you will calculate the variance, which is nothing but the average of square deviation. और सिमिलर वे में हमने यहाँ पे शो ए का भी निकाला था, और अगर आप देखेंगे तो शो ए का जो वेरिएंस है वो 0 है. तो अगर आप उसका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन निकालेंगे जो कि स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ वेरिएंस होगा तो वो 0 ही हो जाएगा. मतलब यहाँ पे पता चल रहा है कि रेवेन्यू प्रेडिक्टेबल है. सो वी हैव कंसिस्टेंट यूजर्स फॉर शो ए एंड इन द शो बी इफ यू विल सी द वेरिएंस इज 2000. ठीक है, बट अगर आप डेटा देखेंगे तो डेटा 0 से 100 के बीच में है. तो जो 2000 है वो नंबर यहाँ पे सेंस नहीं बना रहा. तो यहाँ पे अगर आप यूनिट देखेंगे तो वो भी मिनट्स का स्क्वायर है. तो इसलिए सेम यूनिट में लाने के लिए हम इसका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन निकालेंगे विच इज नथिंग बट 44.72. ओके, so this is how you will calculate the variance and this is how you will calculate the standard deviation. So what is the risk here? So there is a high risk of mass cancellation, right? तो हम जाके सीधा शो बी को रिलीज नहीं कर सकते, right? हमको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि इस कौन सा शो हमारा कंसिस्टेंटली चल रहा है. So as a data scientist, आपका काम है रिस्क को क्वांटिफाई करना, not just report the averages. This was all about the mean, median, variance and standard deviation. Now let's move to the fourth cell where we will try to visualize the standard deviation with the help of the histograms. And here I tried to create the perfect scenario to understand the concept clearly. So let's decode this line. The numpy's way of creating the bell curve or normal distribution. तो ये लाइन ये शो कर रहा है कि ये शो ए सबको पसंद है, right? And this is for the 1000 users. So 50 is the mean, 2 is the deviation. Now let's create the risky show. Okay, so here you can see 500 people hate it with the watch time of the 10 minutes and 500 people love it. And you will see like in this line I am concatenating this two data sets. So ये दो अलग variables, haters और lovers, और इन दोनों को जोड़ के एक सिंगल लिस्ट बना लेंगे ताकि हम पूरे क्राउड को एक साथ एनालाइज कर सकें. ठीक है, सो ये लाइंस फर्स्ट 10 यूजर्स को प्रिंट करेगी और यहाँ पे ये लाइंस फर्स्ट 5 यूजर्स को प्रिंट करेगी. नाउ बिफोर वी लुक एट द रिजल्ट लेट मी एक्सप्लेन लाइक व्हाट दिस स्पेसिफिक प्लॉटिंग लाइंस आर डूइंग. ये लाइन हमारे लिए कैनवास क्रिएट कर रही है, ठीक है, जो कि 15 इंच वाइड और 6 इंच टॉल होगा. सो हमें एक वाइड स्क्रीन चाहिए बिकॉज वी वांट टू कंपेयर द टू ग्राफ साइड बाय साइड. ठीक है, दिस लाइन कट्स द पेपर इन द हाफ, सो इट सेज 1 row 2 columns and I am drawing in the first box left side. And if you will see this below line, so this line switches your brush to the right side. And if you will see this line, so this line is the main artist, so it piles up the users into the beans. And here I am making KD equal to true. So it is crucial because it draws the smooth curve over the bars. So ये curve हमें user का behavior shape दिखाती है. And if you will see this lines, so this draws a vertical line straight down at 50 because we want to do the comparison. So mean वही है, but notice how data behaves differently around this red line in both the graphs. And this line are explaining the piles. Now let us do the visual analysis. So अगर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे show A को, so see how skinny and tall this mountain is. So users are huddled together around the mean. मतलब अगर जब भी आपको ऐसा ग्राफ दुबला पतला दिखे तो आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन कम है, which in our case shows that for show A the risk is low. And if you will see this orange graph, so look at the spread, so it's all over the place. तो जब ग्राफ फैला हुआ है मतलब स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन हाई है, so you can literally see the uncertainty here because high variance का मतलब ये यूजर आपसे दूर भाग रहे हैं अलग अलग दिशाओं में. So अगर आप इंडस्ट्री स्टोरी से समझे तो let's say there are 2 shows on the Netflix. Okay, one is the Queen's Gambit and other is the Tiger King. तो ये डेटा Queen's Gambit का है. तो शो ए का अगर आप पैटर्न देखेंगे तो ये शो सबको पसंद आ रहा है, मतलब यहाँ पे यूजर का एंगेजमेंट कंसिस्टेंट है. बट अगर आप ये टाइगर किंग शो का अगर पैटर्न देखेंगे तो कुछ लोग बिंज वॉच किए, कुछ ने 5 मिनट बाद छोड़ दिया. सो बोथ वर सक्सेसफुल, लेकिन मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजी बिल्कुल ही अलग होगी इन दोनों शो की. सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस हिस्टोग्राम इज वेरी यूजफुल टू शो दिस यूजर बिहेवियर बिकॉज जस्ट बाय सीइंग द ग्राफ यू कैन सी दैट वेयर द रिस्क इज लो एंड वेयर द रिस्क इज हाई. So what is the essence here? The essence is that numbers can hide the truth, but pictures scream the truth. So imagine करो अगर आपको Netflix पर इन दोनों शो में से एक शो का नेक्स्ट सीजन रिलीज करना है तो आप शो ए के साथ जाएंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे यूजर्स का बिहेवियर कंसिस्टेंट है, बट शो बी थोड़ा रिस्की है क्योंकि यहाँ पे चर्न रिस्क हाई है, राइट? सो नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द सेल 5 वेयर वी विल सी द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द टू वेरिएबल्स. सो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड फर्स्ट द बिजनेस प्रॉब्लम. वी वांट टू शो एड्स टू मेक मनी. ओके, लेकिन अगर हम ज्यादा एड्स दिखाएंगे तो यूजर भाग जाएंगे. सो वी वांट टू फाइंड आउट कि क्या एड्स बढ़ाने से वॉच टाइम किल हो रहा है. इफ यस देन हाउ फास्ट इट इज ड्रॉपिंग. सो नाउ लेट्स सी दिस लाइंस. So here I have created the data for the 50 users, and what this line is doing is random numbers usually change every time. But for teaching, I want you to see the exact same numbers. 42 is just a lock key to freeze the randomness. And what this line is doing, so it picks 50 random integers between 0 and 12. So story is this: imagine we picked 50 random users and we showed them anywhere from 0 ads to 11 ads. ये line सबसे important है. This is our human behavior model. So let's break it down. So what this 100 is, this is the baseline patience. मतलब हर कोई 100 मिनट से वॉच करना स्टार्ट करेगा. हर यूजर के पास मेंटल एनर्जी है टू वॉच 100 मिनट्स. एंड व्हाट इज दिस इज द पेनल्टी. हर एड यूजर के मूड को खराब करती है. सो इफ आई शो 2 ads, I subtract 2 multiplied by 5, which is equal to 10 minutes from their watch time. Now what this line is doing, so this is the human noise. So not everyone is robot, right? Some people had ads more and some people ignore them. This adds random messiness to make the data look real. So now we are creating a mini data frame. So we are packing our two list, ads and time, into a neat Excel like table. Okay, so we can read it easily. And this line is added to just clean up the decimals. And what this line is doing, here this ilog stands for the integer location. It's like saying go to the shelf and pull out the very first file, which is nothing but here index 0. So the logic here is we are comparing two specific users to prove our point. So row 2 got hammered with ads and look, their watch time dropped. So here this code proves the theory that we studied in the previous lecture. Now see this scatter plot. And now what this line is doing, this puts the dots on the paper. So if the dots are falling from the top left to the bottom right, then it is showing the negative correlation. And the meaning is that if you are showing the more ads, the watch time of the users is going down, right? And this line is drawing this black dashed line through the middle. So if you will see in the graph, so this is the trend line. It ignores the outliers and show the average impact. So it tells the management that on average for every extra ad, you lose 5 minutes of watch time. And these red dots are showing every individual users. In real life में भी आपको data इसी तरह का दिखेगा, कुछ noise होगी. So in the previous graph histogram, we only showed the result time. Okay. And this graph shows the cause and effect, where the dot length depends on two things: how many ads they saw and how long they watched. So अगर आप ध्यान से यहाँ पे pattern देखो, the dot starts high on the left and down towards the right. So left side में कम ads है, 0 से 2 के बीच में. तो यहाँ पे users का watch time high है, which is nothing but 90 plus minutes. And अगर आप right side में देखोगे तो जैसे जैसे हम ads बढ़ा रहे हैं, मतलब 15 to 20 ads जब हम show कर रहे हैं तो watch time users का कम हो गया. So this is happening because of this line, where we are subtracting this ads multiplied by 5. Every ad takes a 5-minute bite out of the user's patience. This shows us the negative correlation. और अगर डॉट्स ऊपर जा रहे हैं, मीन्स इफ दे आर क्लाइंबिंग द माउंटेन, सो दैट शोज अस द पॉजिटिव कोरिलेशन. एंड अगर डॉट्स क्लाउड की तरह अगर हर जगह है, पूरे ग्राफ में फैले हुए हैं, देन देयर इज नो कोरिलेशन. एग्जांपल इज द शू साइज ऑफ द यूजर एंड वर्सेस द वॉच टाइम. तो यहाँ पे कोई रिलेशन नहीं है. एंड लेट्स से इफ सम शो इज वेरी पॉपुलर एंड इफ आई विल रिलीज द नेक्स्ट सीजन ऑफ दैट शो, then the subscription on my platform will increase, right? So that shows me the positive correlation. This is how this plotting technique helps us to get the insights, and using these techniques you can make the better decisions. So this was all about today's lecture, and in this lecture we understood how to spot the outliers with medians, and how to measure the risk with variance, visualize the patterns using the histograms, and uncover the relationship with the scatter plots. And in the next lecture we will continue with the conditional probability, and we will see that this conditional probability is behind the most powerful AI systems, like I shown you for the LLMs. When this ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, this model predict the next word, so वो calculate कर रहे हैं probability of next word given all the previous words. And this conditional probability is also used in the medical diagnosis. So let's say the AI diagnoses the cancer from an X-ray, वो compute कर रहा है that what is the probability of the cancer given the image features. So this conditional probability is used everywhere. If you will see nowadays this face swap reels, so they are this deep fake works. Behind that concept also there is conditional probability. The AI actually asks that given this facial features, क्या probability है that the next pixel belongs to a nose or an eye. So now let's end this session, and if this video added value to your skills today, then smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and share it with your friends who are learning data science or who are in this journey, because your support will motivate me and your support benefit the entire community. So let's grow together and see you in the next class. Thank you.